Hi there, everybody. It's meteorologist Terry Swails. Just had myself a nice fresh cup of eggnog. And if you haven't heard the eggnog story, I'll lay it out here for you quickly because it is kind of interesting, and my wife already put it all over the Facebook page. So, what happened is that we got a little eggnog and put it in the refrigerator where you would expect it to go. And also, we have these things called egg beaters, and you can see in the picture here my wife set them side by side, and last night, or the night before actually, I was a little thirsty. Went into the kitchen to grab some eggnog and pulled it out and actually grabbed the wrong container. Got the egg beaters as opposed to the eggnog. Took a nice healthy pull off that and yowza! Talk about your rude awakening. Anyway, I'm happy to say I lived to tell about it, but we laugh about that occasionally here at the house. And now, let's talk weather. Here's what's happening today. We got a pretty good little system trying to take shape here in the middle of the nation. A lot of cloud cover associated with that, and it extends all the way from the Great Lakes right back into the southwestern United States. Now, there's also precipitation developing around this, but it looks like the main thrust of that is going to stay just to our south and east. There's going to be some good rains, though, in parts of Missouri and central Illinois. Also, you can see out to the west, there's cold enough air that some of this is changing over to mixed precipitation, even some snow in parts of west central Iowa. And around here, it's going to be primarily light rain, at least in eastern Iowa and western Illinois, until later tonight. And then there is the possibility of a brief change over to some light snow or mixed precipitation. But I don't expect any major problems out of that. In fact, you can see how light the precipitation is here. This is the GFS rainfall output. And over eastern Iowa, western Illinois, the Quad Cities, that general area, amounts are around 5/100ths of an inch or less. That's not a lot, to say the least. A little heavier, though, out to the west and off to the south and east. And out to the west, of course, would be where there's more concerns with some accumulating snows or some icy roads. So if you be traveling into central or western Iowa later on tonight, could run into a little bit of that. But as far as snow accumulations go, most spots not going to see too much more than a dusting, but the GFS does show a little bullseye there west of Des Moines, between there and Omaha, maybe just a little north, where there could be a couple inches of slushy accumulation, and then that's going to kind of streak on to the northeast up into southwest Wisconsin. But again, very light stuff, no major issues as far as snow accumulations are concerned. Then once that goes on by, this big Canadian high pressure builds into the upper Midwest, a 1050 millibar high. That's like 31 inches of mercury. That is a big bad boy as far as highs go. And that's going to create a big pressure gradient around the Midwest and send a surge of cold air in here, a fast moving one that's going to be settling in Friday night and Saturday. Still looking at temperatures on Saturday to be holding in the 20s all day long. And with the high pressure producing those winds that'll be gusting in out of the north, up to 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour. That combined with temperatures in the 20s will have those wind chills down around 10 to 15 degrees. So you'll want to keep that in mind if you're going to be out and about at all on Saturday. Looks like the temperatures will moderate a little bit though as we get towards Sunday, but still a cold day, but at least the winds won't be as strong. I also want to show you something here too. This is the chart that goes out 348 hours. It's off the European, and it's the 500 millibar height anomaly. And why I'm showing this to you is that it has something that looks pretty ominous as far as cold weather is concerned. If you look way up to the top right and left corners, we've got what's known as positive height anomalies. That's where temperatures tend to be warmer, so that's Alaska and up in Greenland, and a couple blocks forming that way. And then negative anomalies extend across Canada and down into the north central United States, and a little bit more found down in north central Mexico there. So essentially what this does is with those two blocks, it allows cold air that's up in Canada to come surging into the country. And that's a real cold setup there. That could allow some bursts of Arctic air into the United States towards the first week of December. We'll be watching this closely. And also on the southern flank of that cold air, which will be running right through the north central United States, that's where you'd look for snow systems to form. So there's some possibility of some action there. And also with that anomaly down in Mexico, if that were to phase, come together with the energy in the northern branch of the jet stream, that can also create some pretty good winter storms. That's how you get your big ones anyway. And so the European kind of hinting at some things there that could be colder and snowier as we get into the first week of December. But of course, it's just a model and things can change. But that's the holy grail of cold air as far as that's concerned. And that is your weather update for this Thursday. Have a good day, and hey, as always, roll weather.